What's up, man?
So you believe that COVID-19 is not real or what?
No, I think it is real. I think it's a major agenda. By the way, do you want to be on camera?
I don't mind.
You don't mind? Okay.
Yeah.
So this gentleman came up and asked if I think it's real. And again, I'll answer any questions you have, but I think it's an agenda, and I think they want to get rid of certain people who are essentially a burden to the system, who they'd say are not productive, the elderly, people. Right. So I think they're getting rid of certain people, but then they're also making us submit to a surveillance state. If you're not aware, big tech and big brother, big government, they've said that they're keeping track of us through our phones. So if you have a phone right now, they're pretty much keeping track on all your tabs. And again, there's a lot of things that they want to do to us. It's about power and control and watching every inch of our lives, and a lot of us are submitting to it. What do you think about the whole thing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about all that. It sucks that we can't do much about it. It's just that it looks like a lot of people are still asleep and haven't awakened to what the truth is.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to see if I can have an impact on the corner.
It just kind of sounded like you didn't believe COVID was real. It's probably just a hype or something. But
well, I do think it's real, but again, it's not a threat to the majority of us, really. Like if we get it, yeah, but I mean, people our age that get it, they might be sick for a few days.
Yeah, I was, but they give it to me in the county jail.
You got in the county jail.
Yeah.
See.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah. What was it? Was it like the flu?
No,
get your lungs a little bit more?
Yeah, get my lungs, my chest. I felt a lot more pain, and when I lost my taste buds, I
sure.
freaked out. Yeah.
Sure, especially with all the fear in the news, because they're making it seem like we could die any day from it.
Right.
Yeah, I might have had it. So a lot of us got sick in November and December of 2019 before it was even in the news, but that was the sickest I ever was in my life, and it was in my lungs. So then they started talking about it a month later, and I was like, that's like what we had over a month and a half ago. So, yeah.
They got it with this one, and I don't know if they have a target with...
Well, it'd be obvious who they'd want to get rid of. I mean, the elderly are a big expense to the government because of Social Security.
They don't know how to just give up and retire. A lot of them don't know how to retire, so I mean...
That's true, too. I mean, my parents are still working.
That's not the way to go, though, about it.
Right.
I definitely don't agree with how they're doing it, but...
it's wrong.
There's a lot of reasons why they do a lot of things. Why they set up LA like the way it is, because they don't care about minorities, and they don't give a fuck if the drug use is high and
they want that. They want
that.
that. They want to incarcerate people. They want to turn them into slave labor.
Exactly.
That's how the system's set up. That's why they made a drug culture in the U.S. in the 60s and 70s, and then that's why at the start of the 80s, then all of a sudden they made these harsh laws if you did drugs, and then all of a sudden you had this massive prison population who are mostly peaceful people who use drugs or maybe sell drugs to make some money, but they set this whole thing up for 2 decades, then they turned it into the new slavery, essentially enslaving people.
I've been using drugs since I was 15.
Sure, like most Americans.
Yeah, and a lot is because I started selling for Los Angeles Sheriff's Department.
Sure.
And so I've gone through a whole bunch of drugs, done a lot of drugs, but bro, not into this Perc 30s. That I tried and I used and I regret it, bro. I regret using that.
Those are killing people.
That shit has a hold on my body, bro. Like I tried to stop using it. My body starts freaking out. I can't control it.
It's pharmaceutical, man. It's made to do that. It's meant to be addictive.
I never had a drug that same thing, you know.
So are you dealing with that right now? So what's the process? You're trying to fight it, but it's so hard.
Because it's all around me. I know how to get it free. I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to go work. I don't have to go hurt nobody, like I did in Los Angeles, but out here it's way easier to get it. And,
sure.
People just give it to you, hand it over. Like they don't even know how to flip it and make it into money. They just want to trade it for something else.
Sure. Sure.
They're not so worried about money. In LA, it's a cutthroat thing. It's money or nothing. They don't trade off. But
right.
Out here, like they have a choice whether they want to use or not use. They go back to mom's house, dad's house, and not be in the streets. Then yeah, they make fun of it. They use it in different ways, but I don't like how there's a hype about being a gang member, being this cool or it's this fun, it's the thing to do, and
it's community though. A lot of people seek community because they don't have it.
But yeah, that's how it started, man, with the Black Panthers back in the
sure.
40s, 50s, 60s.
I just had an interview with a real Black Panther the other day. He was part of the Panther 21 that was wrongly accused, telling us about how he lost 2.5 years of his life in prison on false charges before they dropped him, man.
Yeah, thank God for media now with cameras and all this, because it's fucked up things that happened when it wasn't around.
Right.
We can only imagine what's still with things that still go on now and let it happen when we know it's not right, it's really fucked up. It's like, what are we, accepting as human beings?
Indeed. Indeed.
It's not right. We're supposed to be helping one another. Why was it that on TV you can see a lot of shows and everything on TV had morals,
Right.
They respected life and the way we live.
Right.
But then all of a sudden,
everything changed.
Well, not all of a sudden, but yeah, slowly but surely it
It's become more about just like celebrating yourself. It's all about you.
Just like these laws were just about keeping the peace. Now it's not even about keeping the peace. It's about making money. They have a quota to be.
Indeed. It's wrong. It's wrong.
They have to arrest a certain amount of people because I don't know why. Why is it? Because I don't know, man. But it's fucked up that they have to do that. Officers have to really sit there and try to fuck somebody over because they gotta meet this quota that the boss fucking wants to meet. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Why is there undercover cops? Why are there cops that are dirty? Why?
Corruption, man. You see that the American justice system, they want to keep crime here. They want to make it easy to become part of crime, sell drugs. They just need that. They need that. It's such a big industry for them, incarcerating people. So many corporations exploit the labor in the prisons. It's all by design, man, and that's what I've been speaking out against for so long. I mean, we really could live in such a much better world right now. There's so much abundance. There's so much technology. If there wasn't so much greed, I mean, nobody needs to be homeless. They know that they put these Perk 30s out here to make people so addicted. The people who made it know how to treat it, but they don't want to put that out there. It's just like why they flooded the nation with heroin after
cocaine and all that.
Exactly. They want people addicted. They want people in a bad state. They're trying to truly like keep society down to control us in just so many different ways, and they're doing it. They're doing it.
They're dumbing us down in every way possible, and then we're just falling for it. A lot of these youth, they don't even know what the fuck they're doing, but they're just repeating what the
TV tells
lyrics,
them.
The lyrics on TV or songs tell them.
Indeed. They're not thinking for themselves. They're just being influenced.
Right.
Indeed. Friend, so I happen to be I have a book about this, right? And the universe has rewarded me. I have more money right now from selling my book. I'm trying to create a real charity in this town to really help people out. The other day I had a young homeless couple come up to me that's engaged, and they're addicted to Perk 30s. And they were supposed to meet me at a certain time. I was going to take them to get the IDs. Well, they never showed up. I even waited 6 hours after the spot for them to go take them to get IDs. They never showed up. But I imagine, that they said they're on the Perk 30 thing too. And man, what do you think Yakima needs right now? What's the charity that would actually help out people here on the streets the most right now?
I think we're gonna start with the youth. The youth. If there's a nonprofit organization where they'll allow the person to go to the schools and mentor the middle school, elementary school, high school kids on what just aware of what they face going into the streets, and then what is it when they're dealing with peer pressure with friends, with want to belong and those phases through life that they go through while you're young, then that helped them out throughout the whole entire adulthood, as long as they know what steps to take and what steps not to take, just being aware of where they're going, then I think that will really help them.
I think that sounds like a great idea. Would you be someone who's willing to go and speak to the youth?
Oh yeah, I've done it before. Yeah.
Definitely. Is anyone giving you that opportunity right now?
Well, I've done it in LA, but then Arnold Schwarzenegger turned governor, and then there's a cut on budget cut on education, and then we lose our job, and it's like, fuck, I hate this setup, bro.
They took that away from the youth.
We were working from the Bay Area all the way Watts, Compton. We made it to Watts and Compton. We're about to make it to South Central LA, and then they cut it. I'm like, what kind of shit is that?
How can you cut this out of all the things?
Exactly.
While they're starting wars and stuff.
Well, we're showing that we're making a great difference. The DARE program sucked, bro. It sucked. Totally was a failure.
Sure.
And then the gang alternatives program stepped in, bro, and we showed a big difference, and we made a great impact. Hitting all areas. We took care of graffiti, so kids won't have to, deal with that. The community looks better. Show them. And when we went into schools and we gave them the program, it was a great success, but.
It was a great success. That's probably why they stopped it.
Exactly.
It's like they don't they want to keep the youth down. They want to keep everybody down. They're like, hey, this program's too good right here. We got to get rid of this one.
And I came introduce it to Yakima, and Yakima tells me, oh, well, we're not a big enough city to introduce that program.
They don't want to do good things for their students here. They were going to hire me for a job. I'm a certified school teacher. They wrote a letter and said that I couldn't work here because of a book I wrote, a book sharing knowledge. There's nothing wrong with my book.
Wow.
They would not give me a job here because of the book I wrote, sharing with the big agendas being waged against humanity.
They told me that their drug and alcohol problems or the gang problems is not big enough yet for our program. I need to go to a bigger city.
And Yakima is known for all of the gang-related death and violence. That is crazy, man.
It sure is.
That's how corrupt it is. And they charge us so much in taxes to maintain these schools, and it's like, we need to shut this down. This is not helping. I mean, look at America. Is America enlightened and educated from 13 years? They having their childhood essentially stolen away in a classroom? No, they're not. It's not even an effective system.
I was 15 when this officer came to me and offered me a job and gave me a bulletproof vest. He gave me a badge card that gave me permission to carry a weapon, carry a taser, carry pepper spray, carry all that, carry handcuffs, and he had us throwing underground parties where kids would get drunk, high. He had us selling nitrous oxide, bro, and we're just giving the money, bro, giving the money, and all they did was make sure that no one was getting hurt.
Huh?
You know, everyone could get drunk.
As long as no one dies.
As long as there was a lot of people passed out, few deaths, but because of the drug. Other than that, it was because gang related or
sure.
You know,
sure.
But
they're making sure it continues on.
Yeah,
that the culture lives on.
Definitely, they make it possible. They're the ones who made it possible for us to go get nitrous oxide tanks, make it into a place, an area. Actually, they used to tell us what areas, what houses, what parking spots, what parking lots, what lots to break into, and throw a party, and they'll make sure it doesn't get shut down for the whole night, unless as long as they get their cut.
Sure. It's so wrong, man. It's so wrong. I know they make the laws, they create the problems. Some people are protected by the system, some aren't.
Oh, they're dirtier, bro. They hired us to do a couple drive-bys. They'll tell us just aim and shoot. You know.
Police will. See, I already know that's what's going on, man.
They say blasphemy, real blast, and we don't know what's going on. But you know, sooner or later in the media, we'll see that okay, supposedly this gang has a rivalry with this gang, and it's why that wasn't true. You know, we did that.
But they need that narrative out there because it reminds me of why they got to pay taxes and keep police and have police supposedly keep the community safe. That's why they need it all.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're doing that now with gangs. I think they stepped up their levels, and they're probably doing that with homicides and just homicides that go on, unnoticed. You know,
I think so too. Yeah. Have you ever heard the song by the band The Police called "Murder by Numbers"? No, I don't think that band really wrote that. It came out in 1983. It's about how killing's the sport of the elite, and it's as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. If you read the lyrics of this song, it's so creepy. It's about how our elected officials are behind so many murders. But they had the band The Police sing it, and I started thinking when I was younger, even before I knew about the song, I was like, man, there's so many murders that don't make sense. And the police just can't come up with any answers, but then they figure out the craziest things. It's like this. Something's definitely wrong, man. And I appreciate you coming out here and just saying this today.
Just like Jesus, bro. Who killed Jesus?
Sure.
It was the police of the times, you know.
Sure.
Of their times.
Sure.
You know, these police just go and they seek their own justice and they just write it off and go through with it.
And notice right now our mainstream media is really trying to tell Americans that we all need to give up our weapons and only police and military should have guns. It's like people don't know history, man. When that's the case, you get some real tyranny.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if the Bible is completely true or not, but I kind of feel that the part where we don't need to use violence and you know we have to love each other. I think that's just something that the man made, so we won't.
The authority want the people to have that so they don't fight back and get their freedom.
Exactly.
Please come talk to us, ignorant people. But no, I completely agree. Because again, I was raised Lutheran and I was baptized. And as I got older, I noticed most of the teachings of Jesus are correct, but I don't know about the turn the other cheek thing because that's what society keeps doing, and we keep getting abused, and the world keeps getting worse. I'm like, maybe there is a point where you're supposed to fight and stand up for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if God is, just looks like us, like one of us, then I think it is us, and all of us together. We make our own God and make our own rules.
It does say in the beginning of the Bible that it says the gods, plural, actually in the beginning of the Bible, made us in their image.
Exactly.
And it's like certain people in this world seem to understand better what that means, and they're playing God over us, and we're letting man play God. I mean, for most people, man is their God. I mean, man's making the money, the news, and people are just submitting to all this stuff. So
yeah, they got it planned out real good, and it sucks that we don't. I don't know how to take it over or bring it down or change it or wake up everyone else to do something about it.
It's right here. It's if there's some way to get these people to stand up for their own rights and not just comply with the lies. I mean, most of them are essentially controlled by technology. They're like listening to the TV and the radio and not really anything else. But somehow that tide has to turn. Otherwise, it's not looking good for us. I got to ask you. So, okay, Arnold became governor of California, like what, right around 2000? Somewhere right around there?
Before 2010, somewhere 2000.
I think he was governor for like
6.
8 years, but yeah, definitely in that period of time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when that's going on is when the program was shut down that you were a part of.
Gang alternatives program.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been up here for?
Since 2016. Actually, 2016, right before Trump was elected, and the day he got elected, I got into some scuffle with somebody, and I ended up in jail.
Really?
Yeah, they started yelling out all these racial.
Because I was telling people they're going to make Trump president because he's so divisive. He polarizes people, man. It's going to start fights. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's what he did. Some guy thought he wanted to fight me, but then when it came down to it, he didn't want to fight me no more. But he pulled out the law book, and I got screwed over. So, he got me there. Now I know how to fight better.
Sure.
Fight my words.
Live and learn, man.
Yeah, not fight.
Yeah.
The sword is not the way to fight, Words and patience. Patience and words.
Indeed. Those can get you a long ways. And you got to know your rights in this country.
It's a slow way, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the only way it's going to take us with violence.
There has to be a revolution.
There has to be.
Well, Thomas Jefferson, so get this. Thomas Jefferson, when the country's being founded, he said every 19 years there should be a revolution. I used to wonder why he said every 19 years, but now I get it. I learned what's going on. So check this out. In 1982, that's when the war on drugs was officially declared, which is really a war on people's personal freedom. 19 years later was 2001 when 9/11 happened, the war on terror, which took away more rights and liberties. And they blamed it on 19 hijackers. They said there were 19 hijackers on 9/11. Then 19 years later, 2020, that's when they declare the pandemic, the war on germs, which is also a war on our rights and liberties. And they blame it on COVID-19. Every 19 years, there's a certain calendar that resets every 19 years. It's the Hebrew calendar. That's why the Hebrew holidays are on the same day every 19 years. But that Hebrew calendar is based on the moon. So ultimately it's based on the 19-year cycles of the moon. But that's why Thomas Jefferson was given the clue back then. Because back then, a lot of the founders knew that what the bad news was the Jesuit order. That's still who runs the show to this day. It's the Jesuits who control this country. But they're the ones operating on this 19-year moon cycle, man. And they're taking away our rights and cycles. I can only imagine what they'll do in 2039. It'll be even worse.
2030 is the next 19 years.
2039 will be 19 years after 2020, so we still got a ways. But man, I'm telling you, for that generation, the children coming up, the unborn generation, it's going to be so ugly if we don't do something, man.
Yeah, definitely.
How old are you?
I'm 34 now.
Okay, you're a little bit younger than me. But yeah, we've watched the world change a lot in the time we've been growing up.
Definitely, big time, bro, big time.
Yeah.
And I've seen these kids lose their morals, lose their self-respect, and
right.
And it's crazy. It's like they're really demonetized or something where they're acting like
there's no real positive messages out there anymore.
There isn't.
Like when we grew up, there were still some positive songs on the radio. I don't really hear any positive songs on the radio anymore.
They don't want to play that stuff.
Right.
They sure don't want to play that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they turned Tupac into a peaceful guy. If you listen to Tupac, he was peaceful at first. But then
he changed as he got into his career.
Exactly, he got into his career, and he let the money take over him. And
I think that's what you got to do if you want to sell out, man.
And he said it in one of his songs. He said, my people fell for my lyrics, and now I'm traumatized.
Right.
He's traumatized by his own lyrics, or how people start reacting to his music. They start falling into his violence, following, into just the words he said. People were so into the words he said that he was traumatized. So he just let loose, and then he gave up, and then I don't know if he really found a way to kill himself or not, but I mean, he hasn't came back, so I gave up hope on him for a long time already. So,
Sure. Sure.
But yeah.
But that is what happens, man. Every it seems like every entertainer, they kind of start out innocent now and then they become darker. Like even Beyonce, when she first started out, she would had a real positive message, and now it's like, now what is she doing? It's like, this ain't positive anymore. It's like creepy.
Sold out, yeah. They feel like they're not in the spotlight anymore, so they have to do what's in the spotlight.
Indeed.
You know, whether they have to put their morals down or not. You know.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, I know you said you're dealing with the Percocet 30 thing, and I'm thinking now I've talked to 2 people in the last 3 days who both told this to me. It makes me think like, okay, we've got to figure out something for this community. There's a lot of people suffering from this right now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Can you just tell me more about like what happens? Like when is it just like a hard withdrawal, a headache, or what is it that like pulls you back in?
It's scary, bro. It's the way I can control my body. Every time I got sleepy or it's time to go to sleep, well, my body starts jerking around and I can't help it. I can't go to sleep. I start, it calms down, and then I close my eyes and I'm about to fall into a deep realm. And it's like the moment that you hate, if you've ever been woken up from a sleep,
sure,
it's that moment where that feeling that you get when someone wakes you up, where you're about to go into a deep realm.
It's uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable. And your body starts jerking. I can't control it. I can't control it. And it sucks, bro. It sucks. It gets you restless. It made me into a person that I'm not,
And when you get another one, then your body calms down.
Even the thought of it, bro. Even the thought of it, huh? I talked to the person who I was getting it from and who I stayed away from for a moment, and then I just called them to see if it was okay for me to come over. As soon as they said yes, cool, come over, my body relaxed, bro. I wasn't even planning to go, but because they said yes, you come over, my body relaxed.
Sure.
And I fought it. I was like, I still don't want to give into it. But it got worse. And it just comes around you so easily that, okay, why not?
Have you done any research on if there's any kind of detox for it, or what people are doing to get off it? Have you done anything like that?
Yeah, I've done my research. And,
just haven't found the right thing yet, huh?
No, personally, I mean, yeah, if I really want to quit, then I'll go get my prescriptions, then head over to Detox and take care of me for a couple of days, and then I'm good, But then it's like, it's so boring out here. Why not just use it?
I see.
You see, and then me personally, I'm waiting for God. Like, God, where are you? I'm
sure
for you. I'll speak for you. I'll work for you. I'll do everything for you because I have my battles already. That if he was real or not, come find out. Hell yeah, he's fucking real, bro. So I'm all here for him, but it gets lonely. It just gets boring. It's hurtful because I go through a lot of pain.
Indeed.
Dealing with ignorant people and dealing with so much injustice.
Sure. This is the experience of so many people in this country, and that's why so many people are in the exact same position. And pretty much what I'm hearing is, had the school district said, yeah, we want you to be in talking to our youth and helping out our community, you would be doing that right now.
I would be, yeah.
And then you wouldn't be bored. You'd be fulfilled and have a purpose.
Exactly, that's right.
And that's exactly how it should be. You doing this today is part of your purpose, man. People are going to see this, and this is what's going on. This is our whole experience right now. All these opportunities taken away from us that should not be, and they know exactly what they're doing. Exactly. We're human beings. We respond to our environment.
And I could go out and just rob people. It's so easy out here. And
sure.
I don't want to do that anymore,
Sure.
It's not the thing to do. I hate watching my back. I hate doing all that. And then at the same time...
And then you live with guilt, I'm sure, when you do that, though. You're living, but you're living with guilt.
You learn how to live with that after
sure.
a while, bro.
You can put that away, yeah, indeed.
You can put that away. Unless it depends on how much hurt. I mean, I don't like to hurt people, but it's a scare tactic. I know I'm just scaring them. I'm not really gonna hurt nobody. I know I'm just scaring them, but they don't know that. So, I mean, after I tell myself and convince myself of that, especially tell myself, well, I'm doing this because I need to survive. They don't care about me, so I'm gonna hurt them before they hurt me because they don't care about me at all. Just like I don't care about them because I'm willing to do this for them. They're willing to do even more to hurt me, so I'm gonna do it first.
That's the American mentality. We weren't taught to cooperate as children. We were taught to compete.
Yeah, bro. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I've done it before. And since my authorities, police officers, literally have told me it's okay. Literally have told me that's the thing to do. They told me where to go hit, how to go hit them. They taught me so many things.
Sure.
Then the criminals' way is the way to be, bro.
Sure. Well, and who rules the nation? Criminals do. That's how the world's been for a long time.
Yeah. But then...
Have a great day.
But But then when they arrest you and then act like they're the
Right,
the
exactly.
angels, it's like
You realize they're
come
playing
on,
you.
man, nigga, fuck you.
They're
Yeah,
playing you.
Yeah, fuck you. Like
That's exactly how it is.
you know, and then it makes me think about the next person, and when the next person is not an undercover cop, he's a regular guy just like me, and then you know I fuck him off before he fucks me off because I think he's gonna fuck me off because you know these cops just fucking fuck us off.
Right.
And they don't want to do their investigations anymore. They want to go and get the person who's scared of jail. They want to go and tell them, okay, well, we won't send you to jail if you just, you know, tell us who 3 dealers are. And, you know, they're fucking,
Right.
they're slacking on their own job and they're turning us against each other, you know, making us fight for scraps.
Sure.
It's not fucking right. It's not
Sure.
right. You know, they're the ones who put the shit out there for us. We're going to do it. We do it. You know, play it right. I mean, if you're going to do that dirty ass shit, man, play it right, you know. If you want to play dirty, then fine. We'll go to your mom's house, we'll go to your kid's house, we'll play real dirty, you know, like you play with our family. But we don't want to do that, you know. And then like we showed these officers, you know,
Sure.
that you know don't fuck with us because you know we control shit even from the inside of the prisons to the outside. You know, everyone knows everyone, you know, to a third degree, and you know, but we don't want to play that. We don't want to scoop down to the officers' levels. You know, these officers are devils. They know it, and they'll keep doing it because
Isn't it something,
they back
man?
up each other. Huh?
It's something. It's something to be ruled over by
crazy.
people with no ethics, man.
Exactly, man.
Evil.
I used to look up to them, and now it's like that's pathetic. I'm glad I didn't finish my career. I'm glad I didn't join them because
Sure.
well, I'm not about that. God is real, you know. And if I was, then I'm a sellout, and I'm burning in hell just like everyone else. But I'm not, bro. I'm not that person.
Right.
You know, I care about people. I wish that we made our own shirts, TVs, cars, and everything because then there's slave shops where they have to fucking put their own people into slavery to make products for us, and we sell it. These Jordans, man, are fucking made, bro, and these people are dying making them, and we buy them like that it is nothing, and you know it's fucked up. They're fucking human, man. They're fucking human. It's not right, man. Nobody should be treating nobody like that. It don't matter who it is, where they're from, and what they are. Every race has their own criminal, has their own rapist, has their own fucking drug addict. You know, they try to categorize people. It's fucking stupid. You know, it's real fucking stupid. We're all the same. We all bleed. We all breathe.
Right.
We all could drown. All that, bro. Like we all got a heart.
Indeed.
No one's much different than the other, except in what you're doing, where your characteristics are, and
Correct.
what your personality is. But you know, we all make up God, and you know, as long as we don't stay divided, we're gonna stay down, and the devil's gonna keep winning. You know, these demons are gonna keep winning and
That's
keep
correct.
dragging us down. You know, keep working their ways against one another, and
You're exactly right. With that phrase, united we stand, divided we fall. And they got us really divided right now, man.
yeah, I'd rather die on my feet than living on my knees.
And more Americans need to adopt that mentality. 100%.
Right? But it sucks because many times I fall into some situation where I'm like, okay, I guess I think I gotta go to a 9-to-5 job and try to support myself, you know, because, you know, such and such, or I'm getting evicted now, or this and that has left me, or, you know, they took this from me, I lost that, they stole this, and you know, so many things that happen in the street. I kind of try to start losing hope. I'm like, God, you know, you're the one who said you're gonna provide for me. You said, you know, you're gonna take care of me as long as I'm with you and you're with me, and I don't forget about you, and I haven't, I don't. But then, bam, that's when he scoops me up, lets me meet somebody else, and you know, they help me with certain things I can't help myself, and I help them with things that they can't help
Right.
themselves, and it's a beautiful thing. It's very, very
100%.
beautiful. Very beautiful.
I'm trying to envision something. Like I said, I'm trying to start a charity, right? If I said, right, like if I employed you today and I said your new job is to go out because you know this community, you know who lives in this community, what's going on, is there places you could go right now where you know that other people need to talk to, they need influence, they need inspiration? I mean, are there pockets of the town where you could go and talk to a group of youth if that was your job and you were paid to do that?
What do you mean by pockets in the town?
I mean, are there certain neighborhoods where you know you could meet with children in that town right now who are getting put on that bad path? I mean, just like how when you talk to people in the school, is there anywhere in the community where you could interview with people, or would it not work out like that? Wouldn't work out, huh? Okay.
No one around here. I can hardly talk to the people out here like this, you know, because a lot of them, they don't appreciate my kindness. They told me literally, you know, your kindness is not welcome here.
Because you're threatening what they do.
I'm threatening what they do.
People want to stay in that.
They want to stay living evil. They want to keep robbing people. They want to keep, you know, being the little thugs that they are, and they want to stay violent. They want to stay living.
That's the culture.
Because they feel like they're boss. They own something, you know. There's someone for the moment.
I see.
They control others. They put that fear in others where others, it's sad how it's set up, but that's how it is. And
that's the reality.
Some people will give it up, some people won't. Others it just take some time, until they realize, okay, they don't know which way it is to be happy. They don't know what the road to happiness is, so they got to give it to God. God is the only road to happiness. If you trust in Him, live with Him, He's there for you. As soon as you start thinking other than God, man, you
get off the path.
He'll remind you. He'll remind you. Oh, I'm here for you, son. Here you go. I brought this to you. But the devil is so sneaky, so deceitful that he'll make you think, oh no, I gave this to you. You did this on your own. You didn't need him.
Sure.
You did this on your own. You did this by yourself. You are who you are, and you did it, so no one else helped you. You had to see you did all this, did that, and you got this because of that. It wasn't God.
Sure. Yeah.
When it's really, it's all God. God let the devil do all that in order for you to get that. So at the end of the day,
it's kind of like this world is a test.
Yeah. Almost like a test.
Yeah. Everything you said, I'm in complete agreement with. I really appreciate that you approached me today just to share all this information too.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking the time and doing this, man, because I would, but I just feel like, these people don't listen,
No, I get it, man. You're honest.
Yeah.
You're being honest. Everything you said is, nobody could watch what you said today and say, that is not an honest man right there, man. Everything you said is pure honesty. Yeah. And you've learned from your mistakes. How long did it take you to come to be where you are right now? Like, what age were you when you finally had your breakthrough?
To have my breakthrough? I've been a good man, since I was young, but
sure,
I was forced into a lot of things that aren't right, that God would consider sinful. But my mentality's always been the same way, and although everything else around me changes, I changed a little bit as well. But overall, no matter what drug I use, no matter what I use, I am who I am in my soul, and no drug can change that.
Right.
I don't like people who judge people because they use drugs, they push them away. No, man. If you know someone who uses drugs, that's the person who needs the most love.
Indeed.
Out of your family, that's not the outcast, the black sheep. That's the golden star. That's the one who needs the most attention, the most love.
Right. Right.
And be there for them. Don't push them away. Don't say you run out of patience for them. They don't know how to change. No, they do know that. They just don't know why to change.
Right. And like you said, they need love and support.
Yep.
And that's what government did in 1982. Instead of helping out people who'd become addicts, they decided they're just going to lock them all in prison. And what kind of decision is that? What's that done for society? That's made the world a worse place.
Yeah, man.
Greedy people, man, make these policies. That's what you start to realize about the language. Politicians, policy, police. That's where the word police comes from. They follow the policy. Well, who's making the policy? The politicians. And are they doing it for the people, or are they doing it for the people that own them? And we know what the answer to that is.
Right. And amen too, like amen will remind you, okay, of God. So when you see someone doing bad, like, hey man, so they straighten up real quick, also God,
Right.
Nah, hey man, what you doing? Okay, if you tell me the purpose of why you're doing it, I might back you up or I might snitch on you, but don't give up. Don't think that it's over just because you got caught. You probably got caught for the right reason. You're supposed to meet somebody else, and they help you along with it. But a lot of people freeze up and be like, okay, no, I got caught. I'm gonna stop. I don't think what I was doing was right. Sometimes a lot of things that are wrong are right. Just like a lot of things that we thought were right were wrong. Smoking marijuana. I got arrested when I was 15. For a fucking officer that was smoking. He was smoking marijuana before I even met him.
For sure.
And then I go to him. We smoke together. And then he asked me if I have a little bit more left. I give him what I have left. Let him have it. And he keeps offering me these $5. I said, no, bro, keep it. I don't care about $5. Keep it. If I knew my laws now, then when I know them now, I would have known that that's entrapment. But I told him keep it, 20 times until my homeboy said, man, just get those $5. Let's go buy something to eat real quick.
Sure.
I snatched it from this officer.
And that was it.
Gave it to and that was it, bro.
Right.
$5 They kicked me out of school district.
Oh,
they fucked my life over.
Think about how sick that is, man.
Very sick.
Doing that to a 15-year-old too. A grown man did that to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, man.
And what? So he can get his quota, so he can make some extra money, so he can buy his kid an extra present, ruin another person's life?
There was a lot of peers who were being schooled from South Central LA to the Valley like I was, but they weren't going to school. They were doing these home invasions and doing this dumb shit,
Sure.
And the community just got tired of people that weren't belonging there being there, so they set all this whole shit up where they just wanted everybody to get fucked off, go to jail, just get the fuck out of there. So They set up these schemes, you know, undercover cops, they fucking terrorist threats, all different kind of shit, man. Just to arrest people in the valley that won't belong there, to just send them back to overcrowded schools in LA and let them defend for themselves, you know?
Right. It is amazing, man.
It sucks, but yeah, we're really just like pushed to that level where man, I wouldn't mind robbing you even though if I've been talking to you for 30 minutes, you know? Like, I'm still at the end of the day, I still tell you, empty your pockets out and everything, you know? Because I have to do it at the end of the day, you know? But I'm not in LA no more. I don't have to do all that stuff no more. You know you know, I will talk to you, scheme you out into fucking convince you to go somewhere, you know? Just because I need what I don't have, you know? And it's sad, bro. It's sad.
That's the world we live in, though, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll give you my whole 3, 4, 5 days. Whatever it takes for you to give up your keys, your wallet, whatever. You know, get close enough to you for me to do all that, and I'll take you for it.
Sure.
You know, because I need it, bro. You know, but there's no people out there like you who will offer like a job or something where you know, I don't have to worry about that no more. Like, at the end of the day, okay, well, this guy's cool. He actually be helping me out. He's not like, just caring about what I can offer him. He's trying to offer something back to me. You know,
that's what we got to do, man. The time is now to change our ways. And so I've been waiting for a hero for a long time. I realized I ain't gonna be any heroes. We got to do it, man.
Yeah, man. We got to do exactly. We got to do it. We got to do it. And it's crazy. I went to go work for some warehouses. I'm breaking my back. I thought I was working, you know, assistant supervisor, you know, for flat rate, you know, because I'm trying to help him out, you know, and I'm gonna show him, you know, that I could do it. And this guy did not give a fuck about me, man.
Sure. I
went about 6 months working like that until I got really fed up. This guy kept talking mess to my face, telling me I'm nobody. I let the supervisor punk me around. I get the same amount of pay as he does, so he doesn't need respect me into that.
Sure.
I told my commanding officer, and I told him, and he said, well, I guess it's not working out with you in the company, so we'll let you go. And I said, what the fuck? Hell no. Then come to find out, okay, well, Washington, Oregon, they can fire you for no reason.
Yeah.
How is that not discrimination?
Truly.
That's point blank period discrimination.
Truly.
Well, how can you word it differently where it's not discrimination? That is so stupid, man.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
They do the little, squash fucking wordings and
Here, I have another question for you, because I've had all these ideas running through my head. Like, what can I do to help out people in the community? And I realize there's a lot of homeless youth. There's a lot of addicts. Would this sound too boring to you, or would you be willing to be a part of this if this was real? Imagine, like, out there in the hill, there's some land, right? And there's a place to live. And what it is a community of people who live there. They don't have any bills, but they live there. They have community. They know what their community is about. It's about trying to build community. And essentially what we're doing out there is we're growing food, so we have our own agriculture, man, because part of what they're forecasting to us right now is that there's going to be severe food shortages in the future. Right. So I want to have my own food. Right. So what if we developed a community of people who know each other and trust each other and know that they're about more than themselves, and they can trust them, like if they turn the power out on us and they say there's a food shortage? Would you like to be a part of a community like that, or would that be too boring?
It all depends who's running it, man. Because if you got the wrong people running it, they're gonna look at you. It don't matter what you offer them. They're gonna look at you and they're say, "You don't know what the fuck we're about. You don't know what we're going through, man." They're gonna turn around and just walk the other way.
It very well could be that way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that way though. I'd be running this thing if I did it.
No. Yeah, you, bro. I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't came up and talked to you.
Most people don't talk to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you.
It's
bro.
rare.
It's rare. Yeah.
That's why if I created a community, I know it'd be pretty exclusive. There's not that many people that are willing to talk.
I know that I take some chances that the other people won't take,
sure,
and aren't willing to take, and because I take them because I'm worried about our people. I care about my people, and I know we need all the help that we could get. You know.
Indeed.
And there's people who want to offer help but don't know how to offer help, and then it just doesn't. There's no connection.
Right.
You know, so we don't get anywhere. And
right.
We need to get somewhere already because it's getting late and.
It is late, man. It's deep in the game.
Yeah, it's real deep.
That's why things are so bad.
And a lot of people still don't see it, and it sucks. It's sad. These people care about the family so much that they don't look at what's going on around them to realize, bro, we need to do something about what's going on. Stop sucking it up. Stop.
I think it's because it's too overwhelming for most people to confront.
It is. They don't like change.
It's too overwhelming.
They become comfortable in how they're living, and they're going to keep living that way no matter what's going on around them. As long as it doesn't impact them personally every day, they're going to keep living like that until change comes and knocks on their front door and tells them, hey, you know, you need to do this, or I'm rushing in here no matter what.
And when that day comes, it's going to be too late for a lot of these people, man.
Yeah, definitely too late. And I don't want to see that, man. I definitely don't want to see that.
I don't want to see it either. That's why I'm out here.
I mean, just with the fucking that shit that's supposed to break, the San Andreas fault.
Oh, sure. All sorts of things can set this
We're
place
supposed
up.
to move by now, you know? We're supposed to be out of here. We're not supposed to be here around here. Why haven't they told us that? Why haven't they told us that?
Exactly,
they don't
man.
give a fuck, you know? Like, it's overdue already. The earthquake
Well, they got
overdue.
real plans to get rid of people, man. I mean, imagine if something horrible happened in Los Angeles. A million people could die in a day if it was like that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy to think about.
But we could, what do you call it? Reproduce and all that real fast. You know, that's nothing. That's
Sure.
easy. You don't
Sure.
guarantee no matter what.
Sure. Yeah.
Like everything else, it's made to survive its environment, and I don't know if we're the ones killing the earth, but we could be the bacteria to this earth, you know. So Earth could easily find a way just to get rid of all of us at one time, just like it has before, many times over and over again.
Right. That's the thing about history. Sometimes I wonder the way technology rolls out, how it just keep getting better. It never stops. It never pauses, right? There's nothing else like that in the world that just keep getting better like that.
Yeah,
and technology gets cheaper too. It's like, I remember in the 90s, I bought the first computer ever for my family. I had to work a paper route for like a year to have enough money to buy a computer.
Yeah.
Because my parents couldn't afford it. So I bring home the first computer. I remember back then how clunky and like slow that computer was. Now you can get one of these fancier computers that fits in your hand for even cheaper than it was back then. Nothing else is like that.
Government offered it to you, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Offered it to you, yeah.
And you realize technology controlling people too, so that's why they want it cheap and they want it better. But yeah, sometimes it makes me wonder, it's like, are they like controllers of this world and they've been around forever and history's not what we thought it was, and maybe this technology existed once upon a time and they're bringing it back? Sometimes I got big questions for this world.
Because they can't even make anything that could carry these stones and make
pyramids and all this stuff,
yeah.
Giza, all this stuff.
No, they still don't know to this day how they made that shit.
Right.
How was it?
So what's really going on?
Yeah, what's really going on?
Yeah. It's a strange world, man, and as evil as the controllers are, sometimes I start to wonder, I'm like, are these people even human? Like, who is really ruling over us right now? They definitely get people to submit to their evil, but I mean, who just keeping society organized in this terrible way that it doesn't have to be?
Yeah. What is it that he's really trying to teach us? Really trying to see? I mean, is Jesus really gonna come back? Is there even Jesus? I know there's a God, but is there a Jesus where the Son was sent and really supposed to come back? Because I know there's a God. He talks to me. He
right.
see him
I agree.
day. But Jesus part, are we really supposed to stay in peace and keep waiting, or are we supposed to believe in God and have Him, you know, lead us to our fight? Because as we read in the Bible, He led many armies to battle.
Right.
They succeeded in everything. So are we supposed to be led by somebody to go fight, and then we're not because we keep thinking, oh, this Jesus guy will come back and fight for us?
I was talking to the Christians who were out here yesterday about the same thing, and a gentleman, he agreed with me. I said, one of my biggest gripes about Christianity is it keeps so many people waiting to be saved instead of standing up for their rights, and we allow the world to get taken over by evil more and more. He said, yeah, it is true. And I have the exact same questions as you. I was raised Christian, but now I just say I believe in the Creator. I know there's a God too. He sends me signs all the time. That's why when people say they're atheists, I'm like, you're not paying attention to the way the world works, man.
Yeah.
You get signs all the time.
Who's that Reverend Angel like that, bro? Yeah, my wife said they're not paying attention to the world.
What's that?
Atheists. You said.
Oh yeah, they're not paying attention to the signs that God sends them all the time. They can't be.
Oh yeah, there's some hard-headed people who say, "Oh, I did this for myself." You know, I did this for myself, and I did this for myself. Nobody else did this for me. I did it for myself. No, God gives you opportunity, and He sets everything up. You know, so this can happen to you. You didn't do nothing for yourself. You know, there's so many things that happen around you that you don't know and you have no control over. You know that
we didn't get to choose to be here, for example.
Exactly. Yeah, God set this up for a reason. You know.
Right.
I didn't come talk to you because I want to. God set it up. You know, God already has set it up. He put it in me to come on and talk to you, you know?
And I know that's for certain. I'm glad I came back here because I had to give a dude a ride and I almost didn't come back, but I'm glad I did. You were here right away.
Right.
And this conversation needs to be had. Everyone needs to hear everything you just said today because a lot of people are blind to almost everything you just said.
Nah, I went back to LA just 2 years ago. And it sucks how it's turning out to be, man. I see motorhomes on main streets with extension cords leading out to the street and then being plugged into the street light. They're stealing electricity, you know, and they're just in a drug infested van, you know, just living out on the community just like nothing. And then, come on. The whole neighborhood, everyone can see that's not right. Why are they doing that? Why the fuck are they letting it happen? They wanted to turn like to Gotham City kind of bullshit, you know?
Right.
And I wonder if that's why they put these movies out there, because so we could start accepting such a lifestyle.
Exactly. No doubt about it, man. I'd say that's exactly why they do it. Because you just see, I mean, over the years, they've given us movies, and the world starts to look more and more like what the movies have looked like the last 10 or 20 years.
Yeah.
A lot of us grew up on Terminator. Terminator is about how the world gets destroyed because the technology gets too far. And I mean, right now, all this technology, they're telling us, you know, you got a guy running for president saying, you know, people aren't really that necessary anymore. You know, the technology does all the jobs. We just need people to get checks from the government, essentially stay home and have a way to feed and house themselves and live poor. It's just like, that's the world they have planned for us? That we just get a government stipend and live real poor like in a slum? I mean, they're starting to show future worlds where it is totally like that. That's what they have planned for us. Yeah. It's wrong, man.
It definitely is wrong. And I went to college to learn all this stuff, and then I gave up on them, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not for that, you know, I'm not gonna be with that shit. I don't care how much I get to make it with. I don't care how much I owe back on these loans. I'm gonna fucking fuck everything off. I don't care, you know, because with knowing God, getting to know God, and have Him be with me, I didn't need anything at all except myself and just my faith.
Right.
You know? And I did go through a lot of hard things, and that's something that I know for a fact half of the population in the world cannot take.
Sure.
You know, they can't take hardship. They're so stubborn. They'll have anxiety attacks or whatever they call it. Fucking brat attacks. They'll have fucking, they'll just run out of patience. They'll turn ignorant and whatever else, because they're so used to having things their way. You know, they don't know how not to have it their way, so no, they'll just throw a fit where
sure.
They go out of control. You know?
Sure.
But I mean, I learned how to live like this. I know not everyone knows how to live like this, can live like this, but we gotta let it be known that it's not fair, and we need to set it right.
We need to stand up for ourselves and make the world a better place.
Definitely.
Your story is so powerful, man, because you know you've gone through right and wrong. You know what's right. You want to be a role model to young people, but they say that opportunity's not here, even though it's definitely here. And now you're living in this world. I get it, man. I think almost everyone identifies it. That's why so many people are like living in front of a screen playing a video game all day and trying to build up their video game character, not even thinking about their real life, man. That's how boring life is. They'd rather build up a real character than their real body. You know, instead of like working out all day and they're making their character in the video game super strong.
Try to be known something. Hey, look what I could do. Look how much effort I put into it. Yeah, they're all trying. Yep. And that's what the government is making us do, and making us feel like we have to do. If you don't have good credit, if you don't have a high school diploma, if you don't have this, that, good, you know, then
you can't participate.
You're not going to be able to participate. You have to make yourself be known, and you have to make yourself somebody in order to play in this world, play in this game. But little by little, those people who aren't meant to play, still trying to play, they're gonna figure it out sooner or later. You know, game's been over. You know, it's their game. They're the masters, we're the slaves, and unless we change that,
that is
now,
how it is.
Unless we can change that, then you know,
it's gonna get worse.
It's gonna get worse. Yep. How worse? I don't know how worse, but
we don't want to see, honestly, man. This guy doesn't like me. This happened the other day too.
Yeah, did he?
He revs because he knows that I'll get on the megaphone. So no, we had this the other day. So yeah, some people are haters, man. Some people hate the truth. It's just like, what are you so mad about? So yeah. So I heard what you said earlier, man. You said like you're waiting for God. The world's so messed up. I think I know what you meant by that. What do you wish would happen in your life right now? What's the breakthrough you need, man?
The breakthrough I need for what?
Well, I mean, you said you don't want to be bored, okay? So like, what would bring purpose into your life right now?
Well, I bring purpose for myself, you know, but I'm bored because I call that bored because I have to keep finding purpose. I don't know what else to do, but just as the day goes on, I just tend to find one thing or another that you know, just happens to mention
Sure.
God in it, and
Sure.
that's all I look for. You know.
I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
You know, because that's God. All that God wants us to do, mention His name somewhere in some conversation where He wasn't being thought about or
Sure.
anything, and you know I'm doing His work, and He'll keep providing for me.
Sure.
You know, but a breakthrough for what? Like,
Well, just earlier, like you said, like part of the reason is like you feel like you could get over the Perk 30 thing, but man, in a way, it's kind of better than the boredom of life right now, right? So I'm just thinking, like, what would change that for you?
getting my son back.
Okay. Yeah. Is that like a custody type of thing?
Yeah, that's the basic thing.
Is he in California? Yeah. That's another thing they did is they see the system is purposefully set it up where men, if they are in a custody battle with their child, the system always favors the woman, and there's a lot of fatherless children, and I know that's by design. It's because they don't want children to be raised by fathers. They want a more feminized society, a more like full of mom's worries type of society.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that something that can happen for you? Is there something you can do to get back in your son's life?
There is, but I just...
Difficult. You're not in the right state.
I gotta give up my beliefs and everything I stand for and put it to the side and just go get a 9-to-5 job and be part of the slavery and
Sure, I see. You stand on principle. I get that. Yeah, man. Is there any kind of 9-to-5 job you would work if it was like a certain type of thing that made you feel right about it? Like if you were helping youth each day?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put it out there in the universe that I hope that finds you, man, because I can tell you'd be very good at that. You're well-spoken, you're honest. You'd be a great role model to a lot of young people who are on a bad path. And there's a lot of those, as we both know.
I've done it before for the Gang on Terrorist program, gangfree.com.
They phased all that out in California right now, huh? Man.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going, but
How old's your son?
7 years old.
7? Okay. It's about when my memory really sets in. I can really remember things from 7 on. Yeah.
I was just reading an article the other day. It said that if a kid doesn't have his father from the ages of 1 to 7, then he might have sexual identity problems.
Well,
I can imagine because I can see how he tries to move like his mom and then does certain things. Like I'm like, oh.
Plus, they put more estrogen in the water and food now, man. They really are feminizing men. It's by design.
That is true. That is true in the way too, as well. Yeah.
It's a real agenda to feminize the people of the world so they're more complacent to tyranny. And you see it, man. I
was taking some psych meds when I was 19, and then I stopped taking them a couple years after. There was a recall on those meds because it was giving males man boobs.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Estrogen, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. The whole world is so upside down is the truth.
Yeah, so I try to stay as peaceful as possible, even though I have a bad temper. I lose my mind.
So do a lot of us. That's part of being human.
Is it?
I think so. That's part of being a man, too. See, they took that out of society. See, that's kind of what they did, too. They made everything seem like some kind of mental illness. Ooh, he's angry. There's a lot of things to be angry about.
There is.
Men do get angry. My dad got angry when things were messed up.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad the way my parents parented me. They were tough on me. I think in today's day, they'd be considered abusive parents.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, I needed that. When I was wrong, I needed to be put in my place.
Yep, sure do. And now I can't do that because...
You can't. As a school teacher, you saw the difference in children, too, as the years went on, because they were just less and less obedient. They know they didn't need to respect authority anymore. Like, parents weren't able to ever give a spanking. Like, no, sometimes a kid needs a spanking.
Yep.
Now that's abuse. So...
Yeah, the serpent's definitely in charge, and I guess keep praying for God, keep praying for something.
Indeed. Well, and you're living in service.
I live in service, but I'm not a perfect person, you know?
Nobody is. No, I see you're a good man, though. That's clearly identifiable.
I'm just one of those millions who are stuck in prison, you know? I just haven't got caught yet.
Sure. So, do you have like a plan right now? Is there like some kind of thing you're thinking like, how am I going to get back into my son's life then, if that's ultimately what you want? Have you thought about that?
That's ultimately what I want, but it's not something that
It's hard. It's pretty much hard to achieve in the way things are set up.
I gave up.
I see.
I gave up because last year she told me that he doesn't want to be in my life anymore, and she doesn't let me talk to him anymore. So
I see. So mom kind of putting bad ideas in his head, maybe.
I don't know what she did, but she doesn't let me talk to him. She said she's engaged with somebody else, and I can't find out if that's true or not.
Man.
I'm not in a position to go and find out and go stay out there back in LA, and I really got to deal with this.
Can you write letters to your son? No.
She'll throw him out.
Really? Man.
Yeah, she'll throw him out.
Yeah, life can be a great challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's hard to find a different purpose. There's a lot of kids out here without a mom. I mean, without a dad, you know?
Whole world, man.
A whole world, yeah.
Yeah, it's more and more common. That you see, if you really look back in time, you see that's what happened. They had the whole feminist movement, and then women thought their place wasn't at home anymore. The place of a woman was the same place as a man, so go out and work and earn for the family. But then what happened was, then you have both parents outside working, and now the child is essentially being raised by the state at the school, because that's the adult they're around most of the day while both parents are out grinding. So then your family's broken up. You just see, man, they've been working at this for a long time to get us where we are. Because, I mean, it's hard to find anybody who has a family. I mean, you talk to almost anybody, at least it's so common that they only grew up with one parent, or their parents are divorced from a young age. It's just like the whole world is so broken, man, and you just see it's by design. And it's just a reminder. People, once upon a time, they have community, and they didn't pay taxes and go grind on a job. It's like they woke up and they took care of their land. They made sure they had food. They made sure their roof didn't leak. They knew their neighbors, man. I feel like the world's got to get back to that, and until we do, it's just going to stay broken. But if you got to get going, man, I do appreciate you talking to me. And if you ever need anything, I will be on this corner, man. So I am here to help people as well.
Anything like what?
Like you said, you wish there was something that didn't make you as bored. I'm trying to create a place for people who want to do better. Again, like that community where we have a place to stay. Do you have a place to stay right now? You're not homeless, are you? You are homeless.
Well, I mean, I just took over this house over there in West Valley, and that's what I'm staying at. But I mean,
but technically you're homeless. I see.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what I want. I want to create a community for people like you, good people, because I know there's so many good homeless people. I used to work in a teen homeless shelter in Seattle. I know a lot of people just born into the wrong situation, wrong environment, and that's why they are where they are. It's not because they're a bad person or anything. It's just because of circumstances. So I'm trying to figure out a way to set up a place where people like you, if you're willing, can be a part of that community, and just you have simple tasks, like you just help, pick the food when the food's ready, water the food. I mean, would you be willing to do something like that?
Yeah, most definitely, bro. And yeah, if you tell my girl about that, she'll love it, because that's something that we've been thought about for so long to try to create, but we just don't know how. And we just
you need the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. We feel like, okay, it's not about what you could do, it's about who you know, basically. And
that's how the whole world is.
We don't know much people, and so we have a lot of these thoughts and ideas that we want to, put to action, but we don't know where to start from.
Sure.
So I mean, if
that's what people just need an opportunity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to keep working at this project, because this is what I'm doing in my spare time. I'm trying to set up a place for something like this to happen. And again, I understand I understand what addiction is. I know, so I sympathize. And I know if you want to quit your addiction, you have to ultimately be willing. And like you said, for part of you, it's circumstance, man. You need that purpose right now to fulfill what the perks are doing. So I'm going to work more at this project. And I'm going to keep being on this corner, man. So look out for me here. I'm going to stay here a lot. I'm going to be here.
What's your name again?
Zachary.
Zachary?
Yeah.
Zachary.
Yeah, right. I will be here.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely. You have nobody else out here with you, huh?
Not today. It just depends on who comes out to join me, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how do you set this up? Like, you set up a group way? You could set up a group?
Well, what I want to do is get a property and build a structure on there. So there's rooms, right? There's showers. There's a place to wash your clothes, right? And then essentially, if you want to be part of the community, all that's asked of you is you just help out a little bit. Like today we're watering these plants, we're picking the weeds over here, we're growing food so we can sustain ourselves, so that we have community, so that we have a place to clean our clothes and, you know, take a shower at night. I mean, I know a lot of people out here would really benefit from that. So that's what I'm trying to make happen.
Yeah, thank God. I mean, I got my little setup. I got somewhere I go take a shower and then somewhere I stay. And, yeah, a lot of people do need that. I really appreciate it.
All right. Can I get your name one more time?
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
I always had a lot of friends that were Chris growing up, man. Good name.
And it's Christopher or Chris Topper.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris
Sure.
Topper. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, man. We take it easy.
Well, hey, it's very good to meet you, Chris.
Yeah. All right, man.
You have a great night, man.
Yeah,
Take care.